Okay, hi, I'm Tim Probert. I'm the editor of Personal Care magazine. I'm in Barcelona. I'm at the head offices of LipoTrue, and I'm with Juan Carlos Escudero, who's the CEO. Hi, Juan Carlos. How are you doing?
How? Thank you very much
Thank you
for your time and your interest for LipoTrue.
No, thank you for inviting us. We've had the tour and it's been very interesting. I mean, the purpose today is we're celebrating 10 years, really. You've been going 10 years. 2016 you started, and here we are in 2026. So, I mean, for people that don't know LipoTrue particularly well, tell us about the history, the background, how it started.
In 2016, we decided to create a new company. We have a clear idea what we want to do. And in the foundation was very important the other people that is working now together with me. Silvia Pastor as director for R&D and business development. Mikel Gorostiaga as director for sales and marketing. And Marc Esplugas as director for operations. At the beginning, we are only 8 people. We have a clear idea what we want to do. And for the reason we were defining a LipoTrue originally as a central R&D engine, integrating high technology platforms to discover unique, innovative active ingredients with outstanding efficacies.
And were you all at Lipo?
Yes, the 4 people that integrate at the beginning the foundation of LipoTrue, we are coming from Lipotech. With the support of the former owner of Lipotech, Jose Maria Garcia Anton, we were able to initiate this process, and we have a clear idea what we want to do. Usually, the startups company are based in technologies. And later on they are learning about the market. In our case was totally the contrary. We know really very well the technologies, we know really very well the products, but we know even better the customer and the needs of the market. For the reason altogether we have more than perhaps 30 years of experience, plus the experience of Jose Maria Garcia Anton, that have you meet now. And this framework in Barcelona is very appropriate for the kind of company that we wanted to develop, because our company, if we define our company, we can say that our company, or the definition that we make at the beginning and the company that we have to now, is market driven, is customer oriented and technology based. And the framework here is very appropriate because we have a lot of universities and research centers in near of Barcelona. The cosmetic industry is growing during the last years very strong in Barcelona, and we have, in the past there is only perhaps 2 more important companies, Lipotech and Propital, but now there is a lot of different small companies, startups, that are developing really very well.
Vitrus,
for example, Bicosom, Algactive. There is a lot of companies working in the area of...
Why in Barcelona? Why is it suddenly mushroomed into...
Because, as I said before, we have the framework to develop this kind of companies with a very high technological content, because many of the people is working in the area, and we have a lot of final companies that in the last 20 years are very strong in the internationalization. In the past, all these companies are much more oriented to the Spanish market, but now all of them are selling outside of Spain.
Of course.
Even LipoTrue has this profile because we are developing very specific active ingredients, and to cover the needs of human resource and financial resource to develop this kind of products, we need to sell these products from a global point of view. For the reason more than 90% of our sales are done in out of Spain. That means 90% of our activity is in export area. For us, we began with 8 people the first year. I remember that we began in January 2016, and we decided to visit in Cosmetics Paris this year. We have only one product, but we have clear ideas. We know the technologies that we want to develop. We know how we want to approach the market, and we decided to go there. At that time, in April 2016, we were 8 people in the company.
8?
Yes, and then I remember the first in cosmetic, we were 7 people there, and one remained here attending the telephone. It was a very good experience because in the past I was working during 25 years by multinational companies, mainly Hearst and Clarion. And then the experience of Lipotech was really very interesting, and to come again with Lubrizol to an international multinational company was very nice too. But to initiate this kind of project from zero, we have no people, no labs, no products, no customers. It's really very interesting because at the beginning you need to be multitasking, you need to do everything, and at that time all the people, I remember the first 2 years, all of us are focused in the development of the product.
Yeah.
When we have developed a small portfolio, then we were looking for customers, and that was a very wonderful experience.
So how many products do you have now, and employees, and can you say
Now
that?
we have 47 employees. We have had during the first 6 years a very strong development in that way. But in the last 4 years, we maintained the same level of employees. We have, as I said before, 47 people here, 50-50 men and women. 1/3 of them are PhD, another third are Master of Science, and 1/3 are technical people. It's very important that all of them are coming from different backgrounds, because we believe that a project has different phases, and for the reason we need this polyhedric vision, and we need people coming from different backgrounds, from chemists, biologists, microbiologists, geneticists, pharmacists. Everyone has a different approach to the problems, and the combination of all these approaches is really very interesting.
So we're not just chemistry, they're not just chemists.
And as I say before, we are an international company, and for the reason we need people that understand other cultures. Even here, 75% of the people are coming from Spain, but 25% are from abroad. And here we have people from US, France, Poland, South America. And that's really very important to understand the other markets, the other cultures, and that is very, very important for us. So because one of our strategies is to go directly to the customer. In many countries we have distributors, but the key accounts are always managed by us directly, because the level of complexity of our products need the direct contact with these key accounts. And today, for example, we are selling 80% of our sales is direct to the final customers, and only 20% through distributors. We have a clear idea what are the strategic markets for us. We have defined 3 markets that are strategic for us. One is France, because most of the premium brands are located there. The second one is US, because they have other premium brands too, and the volume is huge. And the third one is China. It's not the biggest one for our kind of active ingredient, but it's the market growing faster, and they are able to introduce this kind of products very fast there.
And how are you achieving the objectives? So how are you growing in France and USA and China? How are you doing that?
We have created a subsidiary in 2019. We have created a subsidiary in US, in New Jersey, LipoTrue Inc. After that, we have created a branch office in Singapore, and then our headquarters here. From Barcelona, we are managing EMEA area. From New Jersey, we are managing US and Canada mainly. And from Singapore, we are managing the global market in Asia.
You said that 80% of your business is direct selling.
Yes.
How much of that is bespoke ingredients or bespoke projects with L'Oreal or whoever it may be that wants to?
Most of our products are launched every year. That means we are launching 4 products every year.
4 a year.
Yes.
And that's a target, is it? That you,
Yes.
Okay.
And through that way, we have developed a standard portfolio of 45 different products, covering most of the application, mainly anti-aging, but not only that. At the beginning, we were working only in skincare. Now we have developed different products for hair care, and that is very interesting for us too. We are covering this application with the different technologies that we have. We are mainly working with 4 technologies. One is proteins, the other is peptides, the other is biotechnological products from marine origin or botanical extracts. In the botanical extracts, we are blending traditional botanical extracts with stem cell or other application, and that is the way that we are approaching the market. This kind of standard products is launched mainly in the in-cosmetics exhibition. We are launching 2 products during the global in-cosmetics exhibition and 2 other products in the Asia in-cosmetics.
Can you give us a sneak preview about the products that you'll be launching this year?
This year we have launched the first hybrid protein. Up to now, during the first 5 years, we are launching standard proteins from natural origin. During the last 3 years, we have created a new concept. That means the fragment of proteins, and we have launched fragments of collagen, fibrillin. We are working the elastin and so on.
This is the Colfrag, is it?
Yes, Colfrag is a fragment of collagen 1. And now we are working with the tandem of proteins, combining 2 different proteins that we call hybrid proteins. And the last one was launched last year, KeraDuo.
Oh, yes.
That was a combination of keratin with collagen with a very good result. But every year, as I say, we are launching one product of each one of the technologies.
So would you say so if you were to say, I don't know, let's say you met someone on a plane, you're in business class and there's someone close by and you want to do your chat, or in the lounge or whatever, and you say what you do. What do you tell people? This is the USP. What's the sort of, in a nutshell, short form, easy to understand format of LipoTrue and what you do that's maybe different from the others? Does that make sense?
First of all, we are developing new technologies and new ideas because for us, we are working with 3 different pillars to implement our ideas. The first one is the talent, and we are really very good recruiting talent and developing talent inside of the company. The second one is the innovation, and we understand the innovation in a very broad sense. That means we are innovating with new products, new processes, but with new ideas in marketing and sales too. And the third pillar that is really very important for us is the excellence. And we are able to create wonderful products that has no problems in quality, but we want to be excellent in the services too. Today we are able to put our product when we are getting an order. Tomorrow, in 1 week, this order could be in China or in US, and we are delivering more than 99% of our orders on time, and that is something that we want to maintain. It's very important for us.
Lead time, a short lead time.
Yeah.
So did you say a week? What did you say was the lead time? Sorry,
to send a product.
Yeah.
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
No
Sorry.
more.
Yeah, okay. And sorry, Mark said that. The operations director said that there's going to be expansion. Could you say a bit more about the expansion?
Yeah, we are expanding. As I say before, we want to open new activities in China.
No, I mean here in Barcelona, the facilities.
The facilities, yes. We are developing new technologies, and the business is growing very fast. And some non-core business, as it is the logistic, and the production of the finished good, need much more space. The warehouse need to be expanded, and that means that we are using the opportunity to redefine the layout in order to be much more flexible and to reduce the work that we are doing. Because it's not only these 4 products that we are launching every year in the different exhibitions. We are, in order to reduce the time to the market, we have a very important group, and that is something that we are innovating, the business development.
Yeah.
We have, as I say before, a standard portfolio of 45 products, but we have an innovation pipeline with around 25 products more that have not been launched, but we continue working every year. And the business development group is working very close to the most important customers, the key accounts. And in some cases, we are offering this kind of molecules that are not totally dressed, and they are able to develop these molecules together with us. In some cases, to be first to the market. In other cases, as exclusive supplier for them, and that is something that is working really very good. And through that way, we are able to introduce our products faster to the market.
So what's your usual development time in terms of, so from concept to production or availability on the market for sale? What's your standard?
Now we are able to develop a new, totally new product in 18 months.
18 months?
Yes.
Okay.
But
that's quite.
The introduction to the market is longer, because when we try to code the product by the customers, and here we have the bottleneck now. In the past, we need around 2 years. Now, through this process to contact with the key accounts, with our business development group, in some cases we are able to reduce this time to 1 year.
Wow, that's very fast.
Yes.
Very fast. And that'll be for the more bespoke ingredient molecules.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
for us, the most important molecules are the proteins and the peptides, and we try to be differentiated by the proteins because we are producing there in plants, in wild plants. We are using the wild plants as bioreactor, and similar to the 20 years ago when the peptides was introduced to the cosmetic and was considered a very high innovation, and all these products that contain peptides are considered in a higher level of quality. We try to do the same with proteins. The proteins are part of our body. They are involved in all the process, especially in the skin. And we are working very hard in this area of protein. As I said before, we began with the standard proteins, then the fragments of proteins, then the hybrid proteins, and now last year we will launch the first enzyme with this technology that could be really very interesting.
For anti-aging?
Yes, for anti-aging.
We haven't mentioned your facility in, is it Tarragona,
Yes.
the agricultural facility?
There we have two different facilities. To produce the proteins, we have that we call the upstream and the downstream. In the upstream, we are beginning from zero. We are taking the seed, we put that in the earth, we create the plant, and then we introduce the vector with the codification of the mRNA of the protein that we want to produce. We let growth in the vector inside of the plant. The vector go down to the roots and come back to the new leaves that the plant is developing. And then there, the most important activity that we are developing is a kind of agricultural activity. That means the specialists that we need there are agricultural engineer, because you need to optimize the production of leaves. We are working with Nicotiana bentamiana, and we need to grow so much as possible the leaves there. and we need to optimize the kind of light, the humidity, the temperature, the water, the nutrients, and we are able to do that.
Is that out like a normal outdoor farm, or is it indoors with a controlled environment?
It's a vertical farm
Vertical
in
farm,
order
yes.
to
Yes, I remember now,
optimize
yes.
the space.
Yes, I remember.
And when we have the leaves with the protein, we collect it, only the leaves with protein, you will see the protuberance there, and then we send these leaves with the proteins to our biotechnological lab in Madrid that we call the downstream process. There we are doing the extraction of the protein and the purification.
Okay, and this is really one of the, is it, maybe not unique, but this is unusual, isn't it, to have this?
Yes, it's the differentiation of our technologies, especially because now there is other companies that try to do that. They are working with standard proteins, but the level of industrialization that we have is not in other companies. We have a lot of experience. Our process is non-GMO, and we are developing a very stable and flexible way to produce, because we are producing more than 12 proteins now, and the process is relatively long, because from the beginning, when you are putting the seed in the earth to the pure protein, we need at least 2 months, and for the reason we need to planify really very well, and we need a flexible production plan, because otherwise we are not able to cover the demand that we have.
And that's growing Nicotiana, did you say? The plant.
I'm sorry?
Nicotiana plant, which did you say?
Nicotiana ventamiana plant. It's a tobacco plant.
Tobacco, but why that plant?
It's because it's one of the plants that are much more resistant, and they are able to produce this kind of proteins with a very high yield.
Okay. So you don't use any other plants for this?
Yes, there is other, but then they are able to produce perhaps in another way. The productivity could be higher, but then these kind of plants are GMO, and we don't like to work with GMO. And the second part is that then the purification part is much more complicated. That means we are optimizing the full process. Perhaps you can obtain much more yield with other kind of plant or seeds, but then the second part of the process, the downstream, will be much more complicated.
I see.
And globally, I believe it's much better the process that we are developing.
Understood. You mentioned hair care. That's something you're starting more to do, making molecules or products more for hair care. That's a more recent development, is it?
We are working, developing new molecules. We have two different, as I say, from these 4 technology, we have 2 technologies, the proteins and the peptides, where we are producing pure molecules. The peptides is a very well-known technology. In the past, we were working with combinatorial chemistry. Now we are using other tools, because the technology is advanced very, very fast. And we are using the in silico and biomimetic design in order to produce our proteins. And that is something that is working very fast. The other 2 technologies, the botanicals and the biotechnological products from marine origins, there we don't have a pure molecule. We have a blend of different products combining proteins, peptides, lipids, and so on. That is another approach. They are with different microorganisms in the biotechnological products from marine origin. We are able to produce through precision fermentation many different products. And we have more than 900 microorganisms very well characterized genetically. And we are developing very interesting products there. And the botanicals, the demand is the last technology that we have introduced 4 years ago. And the development that we have there is wonderful. We try to blend natural extracts or stem cell extracts to combine and to create active that are from natural origin, from botanical origin, but they are very, the efficacy is very high there.
And what was the, wasn't there a bacteria that LipoTrue discovered and it's named after?
Yes, because between these 900 bacteria that we are characterizing, not only bacteria, we have microorganisms, we have bacteria, we have Alteromonas, we have yeast in this area, and some of them are not described in the bibliography. And for this reason, we found 3 different bacteria that are not described in the bibliography, and for the reason we were able to give a new name to this bacteria, and for the reason the name is Alteromona lipotruensis. It's a very nice process, and that's mean from the beginning, from the bacteria to the finished good, we are developing the whole process.
Great.
We identify the new bacteria, we are developing the precision fermentation to optimize the production, and we are creating finally the active ingredient there.
I was just thinking, you were saying earlier that there's lots of companies around here in Barcelona in the area. Have you looked at them? Would you look to to acquire any companies?
We have very good relationship with them. In some cases, we have cooperation with them. We have an association, is the Spanish Association of Active Ingredients. We met all together there, but most of us are developing different ways. As I say before, we are cooperating in some areas, but it's not a very typical process to acquire one company or the other. Could be interesting because when you are combining 2 companies, we are creating a new company with new culture, new ideas, new approach, and that could be very interesting. Why not in the future?
Well, it sounds like there's something maybe happening in the future.
Yes, why not?
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, you've got a good relationship with LipoTech, so.
Yeah, we have very good relationship with LipoTrue, with Provital, with LipoTrue, with all the companies that are sitting here, and even with the companies in other countries. We have very good relationship with Lubrizol, with Ashland, with
so have you been
with Solavia, with
okay.
Green Tech, with
but have you been offered, have you been approached to be a target yourself to companies to say, Juan Carlos, are you interested in selling to us? Would you want to be?
We are now in a phase that we call ramp up.
Yeah.
So long we are running in that way, our focus is to develop our own strategy, our own portfolio, and to continue growing in the way that we are doing now. We want to avoid distraction in that way, and we continue because up to now what we are able to do, and we are doing that really very well, is to integrate new technologies and the technologies that we have. Because for us, one of the most important points are the cellular lab, where we are characterizing our products there. When we began, we have no lab in that way. Now, for the characterization of the products, we have the physicochemical lab in order to define the stability of the products, the solubility, the toxicity, and we have the cellular lab where we are doing the in vitro test to define the efficacy, the ex vivo test, and that is running really very good. Here we have a level of innovation very high because today we have more than 100 different tests that we're developing internally. Some of them are standard, but the others are specific to develop some of our products, and there we have very creative people working really very hard.
Very good. 2 more questions then. Just in terms of the really big picture stuff, not just affecting LipoTrue, just the industry. You've said that Asia, you see China exporting finished products more and more. What about, do you see, in terms of the ingredients, the raw materials, is that more of, is it becoming more difficult? Are you finding Chinese or Asian companies are more and more competitive? Maybe they're cheaper than your products, and you're finding it harder on that side of things?
Up to now, our experience there is really very good. They are very innovative and creative. To introduce a product there sometimes is much faster than we are doing in Europe, and even faster than US. And all of our products are uniques. That means for the peptides, because we have the peptides patented.
Yeah.
The proteins, we are the only producer of this technology, is not GMO, and there is no other industrial facility to produce it, and for the reason it's unique and exclusively from us. The biotechnological products from marine origin, the microorganism is in our ownership, and we are developing in secrecy the precision fermentation. And the botanical line is developed the products with a very good characterization. Usually we have no problems there because our products are exclusive, highly differentiated, and most of them
Yeah.
are
No, I was talking more
unique.
about the market, maybe as market share that Asian companies maybe be more, as time goes on, maybe Western companies will find it a bit more difficult.
Up to now, they are growing there because the internal demand in China is so high that they have enough looking there. Some of them are expanding in his natural export market, that's mean Southeast Asia. And now some of them are looking to the rest of the world in order to internationalize in that way.
Okay, I mean, in terms of, final question for this, things that the industry does well, maybe not so well. I'm talking about not your company, just as an industry, things that you worry you, regulation or misinformation. Are there things that concern you or displease you, just in general about the industry? Not LipoTrue, just in general.
I believe the industry is strong enough. They are developing really very good. It's a very technological industry, and we are developing well. Every year we have new companies that are really very creative. Usually they are small, that later on are bought or integrate in other groups. Not only we are, one of the things that we make different to the others is that we have focused only in the active ingredients. We are not working in functional ingredients. There is a lot of companies working in two areas. And one of the problems that I see is every time the commoditization of the products, because the pressure on price is every time higher. And you need a certain margin for this industry in order to continue the development of the new products, because the level of investment that you need to maintain this grade of innovation is really very high. But the pressure on price and the pressure in the efficacy of the products that at the end become a reduction of the concentration in the finished good of the company. I remember I came to this business almost 20 years ago. At the time, it was usual to introduce in a product between 5 and 6% of active ingredients in the final formula. Today, all the people is asking for 2%, many times 1%, and when you are able to demonstrate that the ingredient is active at 1% in the formula, they ask, and why not 0.5? That what is the limit? We are developing every time. And that means that the pie of this business is every time smaller, and the competition is even every time harder. But at the same time, from the technological point of view, is very interesting with the new technologies, the omics, the genomics, the biotechnology. That is really very important. And all this business is moving from the chemistry to the biotechnology.
Yes.
And I believe in the next year we will see a very strong change in this area, because the biotechnology is developing very fast and very good. And we have every time much more tools that giving us the opportunity to be much more creative, to develop a much more sustainable business, and to enjoy it as we are doing in the last 10 years.
Very good, very good. Okay, thank you very much, Juan Carlos. That was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, your interest, and the interesting interview.
Thank you.